Let's talk a little bit about the GOP conversation of impeaching Biden that's now ramped up. A Republican Congressman, Ken Buck, has for a moment during a recent interview snapped into reality and is calling out his own party for using this whole let's impeach Biden over something we haven't been able to prove conversation is, and he wouldn't admit this, but very much like much of what the GOP is up to, a distraction from more important issues. Now, Ken Buck is not someone I respect as a lawmaker, a politician. We disagree on so many things and would not get along politically whatsoever. But here, he is accurately recognizing this to be a distraction from his own party, from other things he wishes they would be up to. Now, even that has to do with spending, and he and I would disagree profoundly on spending policy, but it's really interesting to hear him call this out about his own party. Take a look.
Why do you believe that Speaker McCarthy in the last 24, 36 hours has begun to lean more into the notion of opening an impeachment inquiry?
This is impeachment theater. We right now are starting the appropriations process, and there is not a consensus on the Republican side about what the numbers should be. Kevin McCarthy promised when he was running for Speaker one set of numbers, and then he made an agreement with President Biden for the debt ceiling increase on another set of numbers. So right now, he has got to convince the public that he's credible and that Republicans have a duty to follow him. The party itself is not in agreement, and we're going to have some real trouble passing appropriations bills.
I just want to make sure I understand what you're saying. It sounds like you're saying that the Speaker is talking about impeachment to try to distract conservatives like you from spending bills that you don't like.
Well, not just me, but the public. What he's doing is he's saying there's a shiny object over here, and we're really going to focus on.
And we'll get to the fact that, yes, but what you're saying is what your party does all the time because of your unpopular policies. But
on that, we just need to get all these things done so that we can focus on the shiny object. Most of us are concerned about spending. It is an existential threat to this country, and so we want to move.
If you're concerned about fiscal responsibility, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. If you want a better economy based on the data over the last 100 years and in recent memory, better policies when it comes to their effect on debt and deficits, vote Democrats in. Ken Buck, you should be rallying for Democrats to get more power if you want more fiscally responsible policies.
Move forward with the spending bills in a responsible way.
Do you believe there is any reason why the House Republican majority should open an inquiry right now other than politics?
I don't think it's responsible for us to talk about impeachment. When you start raising the I word, it sends a message to the public and it sets expectations. I do think that what's going on in the Oversight Committee and the Judiciary Committee is absolutely fair and is part of our responsibility.
And he's back. He snapped away from reality. Oversight is a part of the responsibility of Congress. But this type of oversight is just political theater. And he called that out. He said, when it comes to impeachment, he said, quote, "This is impeachment theater," which it is. But most of what you're up to, Ken Buck, maybe he thinks he authentically has policy positions that would be good, but often with the culture wars, the fight back against wokeness and all of it is political theater. Right now you're seeing impeachment theater, which is a part of political theater that the GOP is up to constantly. And I wish he would recognize that as he's calling it out in this case. But then I think what he wants is for Kevin McCarthy to do even more, get even more concessions than he got during the debt ceiling increases. That's definitely what Ken Buck wants, and get some massive cuts in spending to crucial programs. And that would be horrible. And so his preference as to how the GOP spends their time also would be bad. But it's correct and notable to have someone within the GOP saying, this is kind of just a distraction. And I think it could be the case that Kevin McCarthy is choosing now for this particular distraction because he knows the far right of his party wants some massive concessions in these current 2024 fiscal year policy appropriations and budget talks. And they might be a little distracted from an impeachment debate, an impeachment build up to that, and then the whole kind of debacle that creates could take up all of the oxygen, where the far right, the House Freedom Caucus, focuses more on that and less on these massive cuts to crucial programs and massive assaults on crucial policies that Democrats have implemented over the course of recent years. But there it is, Ken Buck calling out Kevin McCarthy and his own party. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.